welcome to another episode of Smoke Like Merk. I couldn't find that configuration function that I had the other day, the meeting one where you could hear me really good. And then the one after I did the with the sound, the meeting one, there was no sound at all. I don't fucking know. I don't know, but I can't see it here. I don't see it. I don't know where that. You know, I went into the sound in my settings too, and I couldn't find it. I don't know what the deal is. I'll figure it out probably, or not. Anyways, I wanted to go over something. This is what I forgot. This is what I forgot to talk about the other day, and I didn't write down. And I thought I was gonna remember it, but I didn't. It's an issue that actually came up a couple times at the collective, and then I've had people talk to me on Facebook and email about this problem. So it's a problem. It's you know, it's not super common, but when it happens, it's not cool. It's super not cool for the person affected, the patient, the cannabis patient, because it can be very, very, very. It's basically like a bad trip. And how you can avoid letting people have bad trips. You don't want to have bad trips, especially with edibles, because edibles can be super strong. A lot of you know that I did the Kurova Black Bar Challenge. That's actually I did the Kurova Black Bar Challenge. It's basically you eat a Kurova Black Bar, which is 20 doses of marijuana, and it's 1,000 milligrams of THC. It's like 1,000 milligrams, but I didn't want to stop there. So I took 3 of the Delta 9 60 milligram THC chocolates. So actually I had like 1,180 milligrams of THC. And then I dropped an Adderall so I wouldn't go to sleep. And it was intense. Cannabis edibles can be intense. We're talking like intense. Like, intense. So there's like a responsibility that people at collectives have to their patients, and it's because, like, you know, you've been around the block. You know weed. You know how to smoke it. You know how to dab it. You know how to everything. You know how to blow wax. You can do plan, all that shit. But, you know, lots of these patients, they've never had weed in their life. They've never had it. They've been, you know, tricked into the whole, you know, marijuana gives you fucking, kills your spine and fucking makes you have babies that are like kittens but with dog heads. All that stuff. So, you know, that they can be scared. You know, they've never done drugs before. And, you know, they have, but they just don't call them drugs. You know, like alcohol. Alcohol's a really hardcore. That's a hard drug. Alcohol's a hard drug. Did you know that? It's not a soft drug. It's not a safe drug. LSD and DMT, cannabis. Those are 3 right there. Those are safer than alcohol. Those are what I call the safe drugs: acid, pot, and dimethyltryptamine. Because you don't OD, you can't overdose on any of them, and none of them are addicting. They're not addicting drugs, and you can't overdose. That's what a safe drug is to me. Alcohol will kill you, motherfucking ass, and it'll kill you. You can die from alcohol by quitting alcohol cold turkey, like heroin, because your body's acclimated to it. You know, it has its what's the medical equilibrium? What's it called in medicine? I forgot. There's a word for it, but you know, your body's like, you know, that's how your body's like, okay, this is how I live. And when that's just gone, it doesn't know what to do, and you go into shock or some shit. I don't know, and you die. So I want to talk about the responsibility you have for these patients, and I specifically mean people that are a little more sensitive. Like, let's say you have somebody that with fibromyalgia. That's a big one. Those people tend to be very sensitive. Fibromyalgia people will cry if they hear a loud sound, kind of shit, right? So can you imagine? Like, I know you guys have had that like bad trip thing where you're like, oh dude, I'm like fucking tripped. I'm sketching, dude. I'm sketching. That shit was fucking sketching. Okay, that fucks people up. Like, other people can't handle that. That's literally like hell to them. Like, they're going through hell, and it's a bad trip. It's like a bad acid trip. So this happened to this kid I worked with. I wasn't there that day, and I had a patient come in, and she was very sensitive, and she was xenophobe. She did not like going out in public or anything like that. So what happened was she was taking because of she was taking it for anxiety. She get her cannabis for anxiety, and she liked edibles, and so we had these products that are really good. They're called trichome treats. Trichome treats. They're really good. I like trichome treats. I can't remember what the THC in them is. Pretty high. It's like I think it was like 200 milligrams. And the thing is with trichome treats, they're not species specific. So you can't say, oh, this brownie is made of pure indica, or this cake is made of pure sativa. It's just a mix. They just throw all the weed into the batch and they just make their edibles. Okay, so it's going to have the mix of the two species, and then whatever strains, probably just all the strains mixed in. Okay, so they're not strain specific and they're not species specific. So what it is sativa makes you crazy, indica makes you lazy, and I think that has a lot to do with the cannabidiol inside it. Cannabidiol is going to cause, it's going to lower anxiety. You're going to have cannabidiol is usually higher in the indica species. And so the sativa species gets you high without the relaxation. So it gets you turning into a spun monkey like me. I'm just all fucking nuts all the time. That's because I smoke sativa. Okay, well, fibromyalgia people don't want to be like that. That's the opposite of what they want to be like. Okay? So the last one that it happened to, she told me she got tinctures, sativa tinctures for fibromyalgia, right? And that's the guy that collected like advising her. Like, did you not like her? Did you know her from somewhere else, and you just like decided to get revenge on her or something because it worked? She did not like it. And another time, the one I was talking about, like the guy that I used to work with, she locked herself in the house all weekend. She couldn't handle it. She freaked out. She freaked out. She couldn't leave the house. She panicked and all kinds of stuff. So you you need to really be careful with your patients and just kind of smoke as much weed as you can and figure out what each strain does, and just try to put yourself in other people's heads, and don't assume that everybody's a stoner, because most of these new people aren't. They don't know anything about weed. That's like giving a high school kid a bottle of tequila instead of a beer. Yeah, you give him a beer. Don't give him fucking a bottle of tequila, you dumb motherfucker. What the fuck are you gonna do now? All right, I'm out of here. Who's here? Porter's here. This is Porter. There's somebody. There's 3 people. Yay, 3 people. Anyways, yeah, just the smoke like merk. That's why I make sure I went over that because that's important, and it's a responsibility we have in the medicinal cannabis industry. All right, you guys. Peace off and smoke like merk.